Freeze. Hey CLV, this is your team leader, Tanya, and welcome to our first video log. Clearly, I featured a very special guest today on our first video log, and this is Jomo.
Hi CLV FDAs, how are you doing?
Who is Jomo?
Well, if you guys haven't met me before, I am the community programmer here at CLV. So I am around during the mornings, afternoons, and evenings. I run different events, and I also get your help to help me with my events as well. So if you've helped out in the past before, thank you, and look forward to continuing to work with you in the future.
Okay, so with that being said, I hope you guys had a great team meeting for October. I hope you guys enjoyed our guest speaker, our activities, and our desk-specific time. There were some things that I wasn't able to cover within our desk-specific time, and I'd like to do that now in our video. And some of them are utilizing all your resources before calling anyone else for help when faced with challenges at CLV. I understand that we are a front desk that's different from all other residences in that we have families, grad students, and then we have CLV South, which functions like all other normal UW residences. But when it comes to protocols such as lockouts or key replacements during certain time frames, use your judgment, look at the sheets that are posted at the front desk. There are specific contact cards for CLV North and CLV South. There's also procedures in our FDA manual. You have ample resources at your disposal. So use your manual, use other FDAs from other front desks, use the internet, use the housing website, use other people that work around the front desk. And if after trying all of that you're still unclear, then definitely by all means call the team leader on-call cell phone. Also, I'm here to help you at any given time. If you're definitely experiencing challenges at the desk or if you're unsure of something, tell me. If it means me coming in on my own time to give you some sort of training on your shift for even half an hour, I'll sit there with you and I'll be happy to help you. The same thing goes for RTSing mail. Some FDAs have been struggling with RTSing mail, I've noticed in the last couple weeks. And again, I mentioned this in my SharePoint announcement. All it is if someone lives on residence still, but they're not a previous CLV resident, you can just RTS that mail back to the residence that they're currently in. So for example, if Jomo was a previous resident of CLV North, but now he's living, I don't know, at UWP, you would actually look him up in the system, and if he lives at UWP this semester, all you do is scratch out his address of CLV North and just say send to UWP and write down his unit number or apartment number and room, and they would take care of it from there. Also, to be more proactive, you could send him an email notifying him about this so he doesn't have to come all the way here. If it's Jomo and he doesn't live at any UW residence anymore and he's a big shot and living in the Kitchener lofts now, you do not RTS that mail to anybody on residence. You just say RTS, return to sender, and normally envelopes would have the orange letters or numbers at the bottom of them on both sides. Highlight those with the black marker so it scratches them off, scratch off their address, and just leave their name and let it say RTS. Clear? Okay. Again, with resources, your manual and SharePoint. So there were a couple issues with the CLV shuttle that had happened over the last couple weeks. Elizabeth, our lovely office assistant, addressed this in her SharePoint logs, as well as she made an announcement on the SharePoint homepage, as did myself. I addressed this, and Jenny McIntyre actually addressed this as well. Please read back-to-back SharePoint logs. It is very important, as you may have to follow up with certain procedures that were documented in there. The last thing a resident needs to see is that we are unsure or we are uncertain of what we're doing behind the desk. Why? Because we're the go-to person at the desk. We're the liaison between them and the rest of housing. And we're front desk gurus, right? As our shirts say, so need to guru it up. If that means looking at SharePoint, do it. I look at SharePoint, I think, almost habitually every 10 minutes on my shift. And sometimes for the fun of it, I'll browse through other resident SharePoint logs as well, if this means going through UWP's log, V1, MKV, Rev, just to see what they're up to and see how their FDAs are connecting with each other. Maybe you guys could connect with each other in a similar manner. And that goes to maintaining everyone's self-esteem at the desk, being resourceful to one another. Do it. Next, taking initiative at the desk. I talked about this in my desk specific, but I wasn't able to cover all of it in detail. Taking initiative and doing your part. Jomo, what does initiative mean to you?
Well, Tanya, initiative can mean a bundle of things. But to me, when it comes to CLV specifically, FDA is taking initiative. Is the FDA going above and beyond what is the minimum expectations for them? So, a clear example, and this is a compliment to who the FDA was that took initiative. Last week we had a really big event here at CLV. It was our Thanksgiving dinner, 80 people, yay. And the FDA noticed that we were going to have a lot of people coming in, so it would be hard to identify, who would be who correct. So the FDA came to me and said, hey, Jomo, what if we did this? And so she created a system where we lock residents in.
Bye, Margot. Oh, someone visited. Bye, Margot.
Bye, Margot. Hasta pronto.
And Jomo knows Spanish. What did you know? That's another thing about him. He learned Spanish when in Jamaica. Also, Margot is our resident attendant who you would contact during the daytime instead of Mercedes directly at first point.
Correct.
So, with that being said, continue.
Yes. So, so the FDA actually, because there was a lapse of time at the desk, she offered her services, and she helped us sign people in for Thanksgiving. It might seem like a simple thing, but at FDA taking initiative really helped to alleviate a lot of problems that we could have faced during the community center on that day. So it's just those small things, like it can be very impromptu or it can be planned. When you go that extra mile, we on the other side, outside of desk services, we really appreciate it and we notice it too. So hey, if you were thinking of staying in desk services or moving around in housing, taking initiative is also a way to encourage you to climb up if needed.
And that's what we're here for, to help other people and to help other residents be more clear with procedures, maybe even help them get around, because a lot, like all of them, especially at CLV, we're so diverse, and it's like a world tour, as Stevie has mentioned.
It actually is.
So, take advantage of that and be more proactive and resourceful to residents, as well as to your fellow FDAs. If there's something that you feel I'm doing wrong, or someone else is doing wrong, or someone else is unclear of, look it up and correct us on that on SharePoint. I very much appreciate that. I appreciate people acknowledging their mistakes.
And on that, another way to take initiative, again, the staffing community at CLV is not as big, so it's very easy to know who's in the office. If you have questions, please ask us. We've all worked in desk services before, actually, believe it or not. All the managers, myself, Liz is still in desk services. So if you have questions and we're here, you can use this as a point of contact as well. Don't be afraid. Taking initiative also sometimes means asking those questions that you think aren't always necessary.
Yep. Again, with all of that being said, I want you guys to utilize forward thinking, being proactive. And this is something that I'm working on as well as a team leader, because there's often times that I won't see what's missing at the desk, but Elizabeth will tell me, hey, Tanya, what do you think about doing this? Or Jomo would come up to me and tell me, oh, by the way, this happened. What do you think we should do about it? And simple as that, maybe even when you come into your shift, make a list of things that you as an FDA think CLV needs in the office. It's great that you log it in your SharePoint logs and I can look at it and let Courtney know, but if you notice we need more mint, email Courtney. Hey Courtney, I hope you're having a great day. We need more mints. Or if you need more stamps, hey Courtney, we're really low on international stamps. Would you please be able to send some with Tanya this week? Make suggestions of what you think residents might need and proceed to executing that plan. For example, Stevie actually thought of making photocopies of the CLV shuttle schedule because she thought it would be very handy, and she gauged that because residents were asking a lot of questions about it. And what do you know? Now we have, 50 or 80 copies of the schedule. They're handy. They're available for people to use even when someone's not at the desk or if it's just a question about the schedule. Going the extra mile, do your best to always find the right answer. And it's not even the right answer, but it's about how you come up to that answer or resolve that situation. I want you to remember that. There is no right or wrong answer. Yes, we do follow protocols and procedures with housing, but it also means using your judgment, and that goes with being consistent, being proactive, using your own judgment and forward thinking. It ties in again with utilizing your resources. Also, you can get involved at the desk as an FDA. What are some of the things? Newsletter. Come on. Stevie just wrote a piece for the October newsletter, which should be out by the end of this month, and you guys will enjoy reading that, hopefully. I know I did. Wow. Navdeep did a game for CLV, and that's great. So that's 2 of our FDAs that have gotten very involved. Stevie and Navdeep were also both nominated for Rock Stars by me because I thought that they do take a lot of initiative around the desk. And nominate your fellow FDAs for Rock Star of the Week. Yes, I make my observations, but it's great if you guys vouch for someone else or even yourself. Hey, Tanya, I think I should be a rock star. Why? Boom, boom, boom. These are the reasons. Participate in the video log. I know my first guest was Jomo because I really wanted it to be that much more special, and I love Jomo. But all of you guys, I guarantee you guys are all going to get a chance to participate in this. I'm going to be doing this every week now on. So please come up to me and tell me that, hey, I want to participate. If not, I'm going to pick you guys at random selection. And you have no choice. Just kidding. Anyways, our social is on Friday, and I really hope that you guys are excited for it. It's going to be held here in the community center between 2:45 to 5 p.m. That way, the FDA working, or Elizabeth, Jomo, other people that are part of our community here get to attend it as well. I haven't really decided what we're doing for the social. You guys had a bunch of ideas such as movies, board games, or even just ice-breaking games. We could do a combination of either or. It's up to you guys. We'll decide it then. For snacks, if anyone has any dietary preferences or if you're allergic to something, please email me or just make a note of it on SharePoint because the last thing I want to do is get something and not everyone being able to eat it. So please let me know. As of right now, I'm thinking of getting chips, cookies, cupcakes, maybe a veggie and fruit little box for those of you who can't eat any of those things, those other things. So that's that. As far as I go as your team leader, I am having a great time working with all of you. If you have any feedback for me, please let me know. I welcome constructive feedback, and it's not just me dishing out feedback to you guys, but you guys also need to tell me if there's something that I can improve on, stop, start, continue at the desk. What are things we need to do? What are things we need to not do anymore? What are some things that we could become better at? Again, this is a great desk, a great community, and just take advantage of that. It is blessed with British boys that come to the desk asking for pool sticks or their mail, and it's blessed with French people that will come and speak to you in French, or even Arabic people. And I tell them I was from Dubai, so that ends up in them speaking Arabic, although I can't speak it that well anymore, or even like Hindi. Like, utilize any of your talents and resources that you have. It goes with being creative. Absolutely. It just speaks a lot for yourself, and you could even move up. There's a team leader application that's now opening up, as Courtney mentioned in our team meeting this month. Please apply for it. If you think that you'd make a great team leader, apply for it. And these are little things that would help your application. And there's always room to move up. This is a job where you get what you put into the desk. So, by all means, good luck. I hope you guys have a great, Halloween weekend. And I will see you at the social, and good luck with all your midterms, assignments, and tests if you've had any this week. Bye! Bye, guys. Nice talking to you. We're done? Yeah. Okay. Bye!